The bare minimum is canceled. I have been thinking about this so much recently. Just feel like there's levels to leveling up, and every time you just get to another level, you're like, wow, this feels so good. And I want everyone to be able to feel this and stop putting up with the bare minimum, because let me just tell you one thing. When you are so sick and tired and you love yourself so much to the point where you're like, the bare minimum is just not cutting it for me. This is not something I want to put up with. This is not something that's going to be fun for me. I really hate looking at relationships where the girl is pouring so much into the relationship and she's this gorgeous girl. She has so much going for her, but then she's the one putting in all the work. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to speak out on this. Cannot deal anymore. You guys, I have a story time. We're going to get into it. But today we're talking about canceling the bare minimum.
I'm sorry, your request was wifey level. You're currently on the girlfriend package. Please upgrade to unlock this feature.
Welcome back to another episode of Way Too Wifey. I am your host, respectfully Gabby, and in this podcast, we talk all things dating and relationships in this modern day. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Gabby. I'm an online dating coach where I help you transform your confidence to live your best lives inside and outside of relationships, you guys. I promise you, once you start healing the attachment wounds, the anxious attachment style, feeling not right from within, just all of those icky feelings that come up when you start to date, promise you it gets so much better once you work on your own things. So that's what we do in my 8-week transformation program. If you've ever been curious about it, hit the stand link in my bio, book a call with me, and we will talk all about it. I also have other options. On another note, I have moved to Dubai. I am brand new. It has been 1 week in Dubai. I missed last week's episode because I've been settling in. The jet lag, everything has been hitting me. I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to explore. I'm trying to meet new people. I have met some people, which has been really great. Honestly, did not think that I would be making friends this early on, but I've met some really great girlfriends already. And then also have been meeting, I haven't really met too many, I haven't gone on too many dates, to be honest. Actually, I don't think I've been on any dates officially, but we'll get into that because this is the whole reason why I've made this episode. There is a certain thing that happens. I'm kind of having a little bit of a mixed feelings about Dubai, and I think it's just because I'm so new and fresh and the anxiety is there, but there's been times where it will hit me that I'm basically all alone, and if I needed someone, I don't really have anyone here that I can rely on or that I can depend on yet. And that's a scary feeling. And I think being so far away from home been giving me a little bit of anxiety. But I think once I'm settled and comfortable here, it's going to be fine. Just the first week, I've had a couple breakdowns, holy shit, I'm so far away from home. I actually don't know anyone here. And I think that is why, let's just fully get into the episode. You guys, this is the type of person, the type of man that you want to stay away from. The type of guy that will give you this future, all of these fun things to do, all these crazy vacations you're going to go on, all of these things that you get so excited about. In your mind, you're like, wow, I think this is it. I finally found the one. I feel incredible. And then the moment that he feels like he has you, then it starts to drop down to the bare minimum. I have seen this happen so many times, and I think usually past self, when this has happened, I would get super anxious, oh my God, they're pulling away, they're not the same. Now I have to work double time to make them want me more, and now I have to put in all of my efforts. Now I have to prove myself to him. If he's pulling away, that means that he needs space, whether that's he's pulling away because he's no longer interested, he's pulling away just because he needs a little space, but that doesn't mean that things are ending. Regardless, he just needs space. It doesn't matter what the future holds. It doesn't matter at all. What matters in the moment is that you're not feeling right. So the only way you can redirect this is if you take a step back, realize that may not be your end all be all. Realize this person's not making you feel good, and then redirect your energy into yourself. Focus on your friends. Focus on other things that are going to bring you happiness, because this person needs their time and space away from you. And the only thing that you are responsible for right now is yourself, and taking care of yourself and making sure you're good. It doesn't matter what they're thinking in this moment. It doesn't matter why they chose to pull away. It doesn't matter at all. what this person's doing. What matters is that you're not okay. In order to fix it, pick yourself up, figure out what you're going to do with your life that is away from this person. Put this person on the back burner, even if it's just a for now thing. Even if it's okay, they just need like some time to themselves. They'll loop back around if it's meant to be, I promise you. And if it's not meant to be, then you saved yourself the trouble early on and you can move on and focus on other people, other things, and focus on your life. That is the person that I'm primarily speaking on today, or even just the guy in general that is giving you the bare minimum from the get-go and you're just obsessed with him for no reason at all because he's not really doing anything for you. I think in the past, when I would fall for these types of guys, I would want them so bad and I would become obsessed with them. I would drive myself absolutely insane. And the problem with falling for these types of guys and earn their love and affection back is that it never actually works. In long term, you're setting yourself up for a failed relationship and a lot of heartbreak. I'm just gonna break it down, give you a little example that's been happening here. I just want to walk through some things that I'm feeling, things that I have noticed within myself, and how it feels to really be healed. I feel like I'm in a really good place right now, but what has happened, what has occurred recently? I actually put my Hinge location in Dubai before I got to Dubai. You got to plant some seeds. It's nice going into the place. It is so nice putting your location maybe like a week or two max in that location just to see what you're getting yourself into. Also, it's really nice because people will help you. Honestly, putting my location in Dubai, people were like, oh, you should stay in this area, you should do this, and like here's recommendations. Even if you never even meet with these people, it's just nice to like have people there that you kind of know. But anyway, I ended up matching with this guy, immediately felt super fucking comfortable with him. We hit it off really quickly and we spoke for 2 weeks. We texted back and forth, we would call each other, FaceTime, whatever. The meeting, this is why I don't love doing this, because when you do meet someone after like weeks of buildup, it may or may not go the way that you want it to go, but you already feel so much closer when you don't actually really know that person. So I hate doing this, but I did it. And he's like, let me pick you up from the airport. And he did. He picked me up at like 11 at night, brought me roses. And I'm like, okay, that's actually so cute. He was such a cutie that first night that we met. Nothing really happened, to be honest with you, but really nice at first. When I left though, let me tell you, when I left, everything kind of shifted. Like the energy was just shifted. We still continued to talk, but I could tell that he wasn't as excited about this as he was before we met. And that's fine. I'm not mad about that. But I think in the past, it would give me a lot of anxiety. What really gave me anxiety, because I was thinking about this after the fact, the only reason that I was getting a little bit anxious about the situation wasn't because I was like in love with this guy. It wasn't because I was like, oh my God, like I need to have him. It was the fact that he was the one person that I had met in Dubai and the only person that I really knew. And I felt like very reliant on him in that moment because I hadn't met anyone else. And immediately I was like, oh, I see what's going on. I just need to meet other people. I need to make friends here, because realistically, even if he is not the one, but I meet like my soulmate tomorrow, I want to go into that knowing that I have friends that I can hang out with outside of him. I want a life outside of the person that I'm supposed to be with. And I think that's super healthy. But it just opened my eyes. I'm like, okay, let me take a step back from like the Hinge meeting guys, whatever, and let me meet some girlfriends that I can actually hang out with before I start actually throwing myself into dating. I switched up. He went from like, oh, we should do a little staycation. I'm so excited to meet you. Here's like roses. If you need anything, I'm here for you. If you need like help with whatever, I'm here for you. He went from being the type of guy that I really, really want to when after we met, asked me when I was going to see him again. Like didn't ask me to hang out again, but would continue to text me. I'm like, why are we texting? We're not pen pals. Now that I'm here, like, let's actually make some plans. And then didn't actually really feel that excited to see me again. It was just like kind of plummeting down. My person is going to know that it's me and it's going to be really excited to see me, especially after the first time meeting. Like he's going to want to set something up immediately. He's going to want to be around me. And then another thing about the matter, every little small problem that I've had that I figured, like, since he said, like, oh, I'll help you with whatever, I would go to him with some kind of like small thing. Like, for instance, phone wasn't working, like my data for some reason just wasn't working, and my phone wasn't connecting to internet. So I started freaking out and panicking. And I think this was really honestly the first moment that I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know how to get to the store if I needed to. I don't know. I don't have GPS to get anywhere. I am actually, and then I couldn't call out to anyone. So I'm like, what would I actually do if, like, all I have is my computer that I can like message on? And even that really was like limited, because really all I had was like Instagram. So all of these things started running through my head, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm all alone. And I started panicking in that moment. And the only thing he said to me was like, oh, Google it. Honestly, my person that I know is my person is going to be like, oh no, let me help you. Like, do you need me to bring you to the store? Like, how can I help? You know, figure out some kind of solution for me. I'm literally here by myself in Dubai. I'm having a moment, and all he could say to me was Google it. That to me, I'm like, I've heard, I've done enough. Like, it is what it is. At this point, if he wants to step up, whatever, I'll still give him a chance, a shot. But I think at this point, I'm not gonna like reach out and like extend my hand to hang out again. It's just not that. And I think this really gave me a moment of realization that I'm actually so good off of the bare minimum. The bare minimum is not it for me anymore. If you're showing me, if you're taking a step back, it doesn't matter why you're taking a step back. All that matters is that I no longer feel that great. I no longer feel that wanted in this relationship. And for that reason, I'm going to take a step back and find someone who actually wants to treat me like the prize. Like, I know that I am a prize and I have a lot to offer someone. So if this person's like not sure, or they need a moment to themselves, fine, figure it out. But I'm not waiting around for you to figure it out. I'm here. I'm ready. Like, I know my worth now. I don't want to take a step back and think, oh my God, well, he's like the first person, the only person that I met. I have to, like, this has to work. And it felt so comfortable being with him. But at the same time, yes, we were comfortable, but how he's treating me after says so much more about where the relationship would go than, you know, oh, well, it feels really good and it feels really comfortable when we're together. And I think a lot of times this is where people go wrong. You feel so incredibly close with someone, but they're not treating you right. You feel this crazy draw, this crazy connection to this person, but they leave you anxious. They don't make you feel good. They're not showing up for you the way that you want someone to show up for you. Like, I used to fall for these guys time and time again, where it would feel so fucking comfortable when we would hang out and we would feel so close. And because of that, I would ignore all of the red flags and pursue this person because it felt good being in their energy. But the second they were away, I would get anxious. I'd be like, what are they doing? I don't feel good. They're not giving me a reassurance. They're not making me feel safe. Safe, when you feel safe away from the person, that is when you know that it is real. If you don't feel safe away from this person, that is a really good indication that that probably isn't your person, or you just have some major trust issues that you need to work on personally. But I will say that the right person usually is going to make you feel safe. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. And it really put things in perspective, because the same night that my phone wasn't working and I started panicking, I started freaking out, I was messaging with this other guy that I had matched with on Hinge, and it just so happens that he has a business that's literally right downstairs, like in my basically apartment neighborhood. He's like, hey, well, like, you're right there, do you want to come down and just like meet for coffee or whatever? And I was like, honestly, whatever. I went down, and then I was explaining my phone situation, how it wasn't working. He's like, no worries, like, I can call my tech person, he'll come right over here and like fix it for you. And I was like, this is the energy that I need. And if it's not this type of energy, like you want to help me, you want to solve my problems, then I just don't fucking need it. I'm tired of solving my own problems by myself at all times. I'm tired of just depending on myself. I would love for someone to step up and make my life easier for once. It was really my full realization this week was that there are men out there that do want to make your life easier. There's men that are going to treat you like gold and that are excited to see you. This man, after I had left, he's like, when can I see you again? The excitement was there. He obviously was showing an effort. He wanted to see me. Like, that is the type of energy that I need in my life. And honestly, if it's not that, then I just don't care. I realize how incredibly turned off I've become to someone who's not going to show up for me. What healing is all about, I feel like, because the moment that you start to show up for yourself and you start to put yourself and your needs first, you start attracting people that will do the same for you. Like, oh, well, like, I want to help you. I want to do stuff for you. I want to like make your life easier. When in the past, I think I was more so attracted to guys that wouldn't put me first and would always be super selfish with their time, with their energy, with everything. I would be the one pouring more and more and more into them because I wasn't showing up for myself. So why would anyone else show up for me? And I think that, my friends, is healing. I cannot tell you enough how good it feels to finally be in a place now where I just don't give a fuck about anyone that doesn't want to do all of the things for me, because I can do everything for myself. When you realize that you have that power and you can make anything happen, why would you settle for anything less than someone adding to your life? Because guys, let me just say that guy that gave you everything, and then maybe pulled back his energy a little bit because he wasn't sure, or just completely pulled back because he wasn't interested. That guy that you continue to pour into, I can almost guarantee you, like, it doesn't matter if he was love bombing you. It doesn't matter if he was doing all the things and saying all the right things in order for you to fall. What matters is how he's acting presently. Stop falling for that 2 weeks so early, so quick, so easily, to where you feel left in the dust when he's no longer performing at that 100%. You have to build with him. Like, you let him earn that 100% back from you. I really can't even begin to describe where I've come from versus where I'm at right now. I used to do the absolute most. I think at first, when it first happened and he started pulling back a little bit, I'm like, oh my God, I did. It's a normal reaction to go into a little bit of an anxiety, a little bit of panic mode, like, oh my God, what's going on? But I think it was more so because I'm new. Anyway, regardless of the reason, it doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. What matters is that I am feeling the way that I'm feeling. So how can I get myself out of this feeling? Take a step back from whatever this is going on. If he wants to make it happen, he can make it happen. Otherwise, I'm going to focus on myself. What do I need in order for myself to feel good? I went on Bumble BFF. I met up with a girl that night. I went out with her. I made other girlfriends from, like, mutual friends from London. I realized what I needed was to establish myself here before attaching myself, or like before devoting myself in a relationship. And obviously, although I would want that in my life, I just think I need to take a step back, settle in, and then breathe a little bit, and everything will come when it's supposed to come. But when you really do believe that you are the prize and you believe that you are worth someone pouring into you, everything else is just not going to be cute. It's not a turn on. And I think life will test us, because they will give you someone that makes you feel so comfortable, just to test where you're really at. I think life will give you someone that you feel the most comfortable with. You're like, oh my God, I feel like this is my soulmate. Oh my God, this feels so natural and comfortable, and I love it, and I feel at home with this person. But how do you feel? Ask yourself this honestly. How do you feel when you're away from this person? Do you feel excited? Are you checking in with yourself? Do you feel nervous? Are you on edge? Like, these things should not be happening when you're dating, truthfully. I used to be like, it's me. It's a me problem. I'm just an anxious person. And no, that's not the case, because the right person is going to make you feel safe. It's just because I'm picking the wrong people. regardless of why he chose to take a step back, regardless of why he decided to drop down to like bare minimum effort, it doesn't matter because I'm not interested in that. And again, if he wants to step up to the plate, the man that wants you will pour into you. He will be excited. It will be noticeably noticeable. It will be very evident that he wants you. You won't have to question a thing. If you're away from him and you're questioning everything, guys, that's not it. That's not how you want to feel. I used to think that that was it. Like every test that would come my way and I would feel so safe and comfortable and I loved this person and I'm in love and this is my soulmate, would be the most avoidant fucker that I've ever met, that would pretend that they were so close to me and then all of a sudden they're this changed person after 2 weeks after I've become then attached. It's not fair, but it's all about how you handle it in that moment that they decide to change course. How are you going to handle that moving forward? Are you going to chase after them, or are you going to be like, actually, I don't like how this feels. I'm going to take myself up out of this and redirect my life so I can get what I actually want, which is not this guy that's going to screw you over, or not this guy that's going to give you the bare minimum. Okay, that is it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some kind of value out of this. I'm also so nervous at who listens to my podcast episodes. Sometimes I'm like, I have to be wary of that. But honestly, I don't really give a fuck. If he listens, that's great. If he doesn't, probably better. But anyway, that's it. And yeah, I will see you all next Tuesday.